So there are a lot of common mistakes that people make when they're going through the reverse diet that keeps them from not only getting their metabolism back into a better place, but seeing the long-term success they're after. So today I want to cover 6 of the bigger mistakes that people make so you don't fall into the same traps. Hey, this is Colin DeWaay. If you want to master your metabolism and create forever results, start now by subscribing and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything. And if you do appreciate the content that I put out for you, really help if you could give me a like in this video as it helps support the channel. Okay, one of the biggest, most common mistakes I see people make with the reverse diet is they just get their calories up to a certain level, and as soon as they get there, they immediately slash them down and try to go into a cut again, and it just doesn't work. Understand, your body needs time to adapt. If you just get your calories up and immediately slash, your body has not had any time to make these adaptations and get used to these higher calories, so your metabolism is still running slower and your body doesn't respond well at all, if at all, when it's time to cut. Now, as far as how long you should reverse diet, I have a video that covers this in great detail and breaks down all the different variances you need to consider based on your own personal goals, history, and things like that. So I'll link that in the description below, but just understand the longer you can hold your higher calories, the better off you're gonna be. And it's not just about the exact amount of calories you eat, it's almost more about how long you stay out of a deficit. The next big mistake that's very common is getting way too lax with your reverse diet and ending up gaining way more weight than you needed to. Now, don't get me wrong when I say this, because I do feel like the reverse diet time is a good time to be more flexible with your diet, enjoy the fact that you can have more balance and not feel the need to be so spot on all the time. But that doesn't mean you should just kind of eat whatever you want in whatever quantities you want and not pay attention at all, because then you're gonna start gaining way more weight that's necessary. And I can't tell you how often I hear this, and I'll be honest, it kind of frustrates me a little bit when people say, you know, I gained so much weight during this reverse, I really wish that I hadn't done it, it was a mistake. And it's like, it wasn't the reverse that caused all this extra weight gain, it's the fact that you're eating hundreds of calories more per day than you were supposed to that caused the weight gain. So you still need to control things, and this is just a really hard thing for a lot of people to do mentally, because we just feel like, well, it's some sort of kind of like break from the diet, and we'll just wait until we're gonna cut again to be more serious. And it's like, there is a balancing act here, but just make sure you're not going too far off into the way overly flexible side of things. Okay, the next common mistake is just focusing way too much on, I wish I could lose weight. Like, that's the only thing you ever think about during your entire time, but you never focus on the many positives of the reverse diet. And there's a lot more positives of a reverse diet phase than there is a cutting phase. Honestly, really the only benefit of the cut is improved body composition. During a reverse, you get to be more flexible with your food choices. You get to enjoy more food. You're not gonna be as hungry, at least after that initial phase. You're gonna be able to perform better. You're gonna be able to recover better. You're probably gonna be able to sleep better. Just overall gonna feel so much better as your body is properly fueled. You need to focus your attention on that and set some good performance-based goals and focus on enjoying all these extra benefits that you don't normally get if you're in a cutting phase. But if you just spend your whole time just being miserable because you just want to lose weight, I just want to lose weight, that's all you ever can think about, you're not even going to enjoy all the extra calories and all the benefits that come with it. And then as soon as it's time to cut again, all those things are gone. And now what happens? Now you end up focusing on all those things that you weren't enjoying before. Now you wish you had them and they're gone because you're starting to cut. So it's so important to not fall into the grass is always greener mentality and appreciate the positives of whatever phase you're in. It's going to make the process go so much better for you. Now, another common mistake I see people make is just making kind of static increases all the time, no matter what, or increasing calories too fast. They're kind of combined together. And what I mean by that is, a lot of times people say, well, I'm just going to add 100 calories every single week, and they just do it no matter what. And even if they're gaining a lot of weight, they'll just keep bumping up those calories. Whereas I much more strongly recommend making increases on a week-by-week basis based on how the process is going. So if you're maintaining your weight, you can make a more moderate increase. If you're losing weight, you can make a bigger increase. If you're gaining weight, maybe you just hold steady for a while until things settle down. And I have plenty of videos on this. I'll link one in the description below as well about how fast you should increase calories. But if you just make static increases, especially larger ones, you're much more likely to gain additional weight. Now, of course, it just depends on your own goals, your own preferences. And, you know, the big thing is the faster you increase calories, the faster you're going to feel better, you know, get all these positives that I was just talking about with the reverse diet, and the faster you're going to improve your metabolism and all that, but the more likely you are to gain additional weight. If you're okay with that, that's fine. But if your goal is to minimize weight gain as much as possible during the reverse, then slower increases are going to be the way to go. All right, another common mistake is increasing cardio to negate the calorie increases that you make, almost trying to find sort of like a loophole of reverse dieting. So it's like, well, I'm gonna increase my calories, but as long as I do more cardio, I'm gonna burn those extra calories, so therefore I won't gain weight, which sure, that might be true, but then you're not really doing anything for your metabolism because your net is still the same. You know, your calories in versus calories outside of things. So you don't want to be increasing your cardio during this time. If anything, you want to be reducing it, slowly tapering it down, much like you gradually increase the calories you eat. This way, your baseline, so to speak, when you start your cut is with lower cardio and higher calories, and now you have plenty of room to make adjustments. But if you increase your cardio through your reverse, get your calories up, but now all of a sudden you're doing an hour of cardio every single day, well, now that's your baseline to start your cut. Where are you going to go from there? Your body's already adapted to this high cardio. So don't look for loopholes. Just be okay with the fact that you're going to have to gain some weight during the process. Understand it's worth it in the long run. Understand it's temporary. And more than anything, understand that how much you weigh or your body composition does not make you who you are. And you need to be okay going through different phases of this and not always just being like, I just have to lose weight or I just have to be leaner all the time. Mentally, that's very tough thought process to have for the rest of your life. And it's just so important to create a healthy relationship with your body image and body weight. Okay, now this next one goes similarly with what I talked about in the beginning, but a common mistake people will make is they will bail on the reverse because they panic about the weight gain that they have during the process. So especially if it's not going as well as they'd hoped and they're gaining weight faster than they thought they would, a lot of times people will panic about this and go, you know what, I can't do this. I can't handle this weight gain. I have to just stop. I need to get my weight back down again. But the problem is their metabolism is still tanked. They're still eating lower calories and they're in no position to be able to successfully lose weight. And all they end up doing is undoing the progress they made during the reverse. They probably try to cut. Most likely the body won't respond, or at least won't respond well, get frustrated. And this is where things get really dangerous because a lot of times then you go, crap, it's not worth it. Screw this. And you just kind of do whatever you want. And then you blow up like crazy because you just have no control over the calories anymore. It's just a really tough situation. And understand, I get it. Like I do. I know you don't want to gain weight, especially quickly. And sometimes it just happens. You know, hopefully it's not going to be the case for you. The more diligent you are with the process, the less likely you are to gain weight. So there is a balancing act there. I mean, I've had people who were only eating around 1,300 calories and they were gaining weight during the reverse and panicked and gave up on it because of it. But it's like, if 1,300 calories is a calorie surplus for you, I mean, think about what a actual deficit's going to be then. It's going to be in like the mid to high hundreds probably. You know what I mean? And you just have to accept that this is the reality right now and we got to get through this phase to, again, see that long-term success. So if you're gaining weight and you have a hard time with it, don't jump back into a cut right away. Be patient. Now, you can maybe bring your calories down a little bit to try to slow that weight gain down, but you got to see it through. I've seen time and time again people who bail on a reverse because they don't like the weight gain, and they just end up staying stuck basically forever, getting absolutely nowhere, most of the time just getting bigger and bigger. Don't let that be you. See it through. Okay, like I said, knowing how long to reverse diet is pretty important, and most people don't do it long enough. So to make sure you know how long you should reverse diet, make sure you check out this top video next, and I'll walk you through everything you need to know, regardless of your history and what your goals are. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in that other video.